In the warm, dim light of the library, Rosa opened the journal's cover. She wasn't too surprised to find that a number of entries were written in different tongues. The dates jumped from decade to decade. The writing spanned centuries. Another suspicion validated. Guilleme was not human. Or at least he didn't have a normal human lifespan. This discovery made Rosa search her mind for her date of birth. It distressed her that she could not remember. She shook her head and turned back to the journal. Despite the multitude of languages, the first entry was translated into several languages. For sentimental reasons, perhaps? Or maybe a feeble attempt at reminiscing a more innocent time? I am learning to write. Elia gave me paper. I like Elia. She wants me to call her mother. She smells like oranges. She says I am a gift from the goddess. But I don't know any goddesses. Elia calls me Rael? Rai? I guess that is my name now. It is nice to have a name. The other preceding pages were still in a different language. Rosa flipped through the pages until she came upon one she could read. They call me Eros, a god, a divine. They don't understand what I am. They either build me statues or spit at my feet. I am a muse. I am a blight, a symbol. But I am not the answer. It seems ironic, isn't it, that love craves lovable all? That which I need, that which I am, poisons me to the point that I am sick of its taste. Yeah, 6th of May. I see it in the way people look at me, the way they act around me. Some would, of course, think of me as blessed. I have youth, health, and the gift of being loved. But I found out that these gifts are cursed as well. My youth forces me to always wander. My looks guarantee that I will always stand out. And love? The very same urge that blesses me quickly turns rabid. Yet I understand why. Oh, love. We all crave it, don't we? In the end, we are all drunk on the idea that only love could heal our brokenness. They all think I am this cure. But I keep hoping there might be something else besides this twisted sentiment. There must be. Mustn't there? Rosa read the words and found them tugging at her heart. This was the same feeling she had had for years. It almost seemed like the words were her own. I know I'm not supposed to be writing this. God forgive me. I don't want to write it down. If I do, it will be the truth. Oh Lord, please forgive me. I didn't mean to do it. I just wanted to stop hurting. I am hiding now. I slashed my face and cut my hair so that they wouldn't recognize me. Pain. Pain is good. A penance. Oh Lord, please, if there is a God listening, please strike me down. Bad memories began to surface in Rosa's mind. Desperation. A cornered animal that fought back. It reminded her of her own sins. Her hands were drenched in red. And yet, here she was, planning to kill another man. This had been her goal all along, hadn't it? That same familiar guilt began to stir in her mind. She bit her lip. Rosa skipped some entries. Most of them were garbled, almost incomprehensible. They were written in old ink, faded and unloved. Still, though they were melancholic, they painted a picture of a man with sufficient black humor to keep sane. 28th of November. The plague has confirmed my suspicions that I do not die from sickness. I do not know how to feel about that. Everyone is dead. But on the bright side, everyone is dead. Wow, he has been around a long time. Look at that year. This is supposed to take place like in the 1700s, I think. So, wow, Guilleme. The 7th of June, 1489. For decades, I have searched for something in this life, and I am always disappointed by transience. What am I looking for? Meaning? Hope? Love? Death, maybe? I can bleed. Wounds to the heart heal slower than the rest of my body, I think. Oh, Nova. Punctuation. Wounds to the heart heal slower than the rest of my body. I think I may die if wounded enough. I have tried that. There was a time when seeing myself bleed was the only reminder that I am not numb. Yet my body does not form scars, no matter how many times I draw my knife. Like any sign of age or ugliness, they all fade. A wrinkle today, gone the next, as if my body isn't even my own to brand. That is a shame. I want to mar my body so badly that if anyone who sees me will flee. But I have tried that too. People are crueler when you are ugly. Why is that? Why do they feel the need to punish you simply because you are detestable? Perhaps because they can? Or perhaps because it is easy to be cruel to those who do not belong. I don't belong. It would be nice to disappear one day. There it is. There is confirmation that he can be killed. So he bleeds like everyone else, but heals enough not to die. A strike to the heart. If we find a way to leave this wound open, perhaps he can be exterminated. Rosa continued reading. Another feeling was starting to grow in her chest. She began to question her cause the more she read through the journal. I had been staying in the old March farm. They are good people. They invited me to eat with them, and it was in the warmth of their fire that I knew that I must leave. I will only destroy their happiness. For the briefest of moments, I was able to experience what it is like to be part of a family. Not an outsider, but accepted. Little Sissy has taken a liking to me, though. Children are curious creatures. They are a constant reminder to humans of their own impending death, their own weaknesses and mortality. Yet people keep making them. One might wonder why, but it's not difficult to understand. It's the tantalizing thought, the hope that no matter your past mistakes, you were able to make something pure at one point. Watch it grow, watch it live. Such a poor thing, looking up to you for love and care. It is both power and vulnerability, both selfish and selfless. A curious thing indeed. Holy shit, that's deep, Guilleme. That is real deep. It's interesting that he says this, though, about why he finds it, well, not so much why he finds it, that he says that children are like a constant reminder to people about impending death. And then when he says about children, like, this is part of the reason why I no longer, wanted to be a mother, me personally. Like what he says here, like it's both a power and vulnerability. Like, that's true. Like, I think I even said this in a previous video somewhere before about, actually, it might have been video number 8, because I think Catherine had a similar conversation with Rosa, and she was saying how she was afraid to be a mother because she was worried that the traits that her own mother exhibited might surface in her, and she didn't want to be that kind of a mother to her children. And that's a big responsibility. You're raising another human being from infancy to adulthood, and whatever you say and do is going to mold them into, that really is a powerful thing. And vulnerable, I can't even talk. Like, yeah, I totally get what Guilleme is saying right here. And then, like he says, both selfish and selfless. I get where he's saying in that regard too, because there are some people who want to have a family, to kind of have a legacy to live on and whatnot. But then there are some people who, I don't know. He's right, it is a curious thing indeed. Rosa shuffled through more pages and saw a different penmanship in one such entry. It caught her eye. January 1500. New century. I like it. I smell change in the air. It is so much easier to lie when you have the means. Trading is a good sport. My name nowadays is Baron Eric Dobashire? How have I forgotten mankind's paralyzing obsession with titles? Names have power. Titles have power. I simply bought a horse and good robes and introduced myself as such. Everyone fawned over it. I could get used to this. The taste is refreshing. I must plan this better next time. A background, a story. People love stories. Maybe I shall be an actor next. 27th of March, 1507. Cretans everywhere. Human nature stays the same. The powerful will take advantage of the damned. So it is all a struggle for control. Is that all there is? I have thought it would be different somehow. In a learned class, in a different era. What was I expecting? Fortunately, I am already well acquainted. The next entry's penmanship was scratchy and difficult to understand. Wow. Okay. December 1st, 1550. I am tired of this life. It is all an endless cycle, and I can't stand the taste of this any longer. Love turns to ash in my mouth. I am trying to stop. I want to stop. It is my 7th day without consuming anything other than normal food. It barely grazes the bottom of my stomach. I want to see if I will die without eating love. I am sick of this. Now you know what he is, Rosa. He consumes love. I do not know exactly what he is, but he's a monster. Well, I kind of talked about this in the previous episode. I think he's an incubus, which is the male form of a succubus. So, that would make the most sense. A demon. Didn't I tell you? I felt it in my bones. Well, you're a ghost, so I don't know what you're talking about, bones. That's enough. Read more. Again, I might be overthinking this because I said this in the previous episode. Like with the key and the knife situation. Like I was debating on whether to take the knife versus the key, and I had reason that if I take the knife and Guilleme wakes up, he might react very badly, but then at the same time, if I took the knife, I would have something to protect myself. Whereas if I took the key, I might be able to unlock something, but then I won't have any means to protect myself. But it worked out on my behalf that I took the key because I was able to unlock the drawer that the journal was in. So now my question is, do I keep reading or do I close the book? Because at this point, I have no idea if Guilleme has woken up. He might realize that the journal is missing. I might have to cut it short, so to speak. But then again, I should try and take advantage of the fact that I even have possession of the journal and read as much as I could. So I'm going to click read more because I am interested at this point to see what the hell is going on with this guy, basically. Not to mention that he might reveal something that I could use, so I'm going to take the risk. Perhaps there might be more. The 4th of December, 1550. This is my 10th day without it, and I am still alive. Barely. I can't even see where I am writing anymore. I'm so weak. My body is in pain. Am I dying? I'm afraid. After all my whining, I still want life. Isn't that funny? Yeah, it is. Some people who were suicidal, the reason why they might choose a certain means of killing themselves is because in some cases, deep down, they still do want to live. Like, I know me personally, when I was thinking such thoughts, Like, I never contemplated, like, I know this is morbid as fuck, but this is, this is what I went through at one point. When I was contemplating suicide, I basically, I don't know, like, I didn't really, like I said, this is so morbid talking about it now, but basically, I was at a point where I was just so miserable with myself. Like, I felt like I didn't even deserve a quick way out. Like, I felt like I had to make myself suffer right until the end. So, I was looking for slow means of suicide. But then again, I think part of the reason, too, for that was because a small part of me, even though I was so unhappy with how my life was going at that point, a small part of me still wanted to live. And, like, if you choose, like, poison or certain means that way, if somebody happens to stumble upon you, there's a chance that, if they pump your stomach or whatever, they can still bring you back, so to speak. Whereas if you hang yourself, if you shoot yourself, that's pretty much a done deal for the most part. So, I get where Guilleme is coming from, I hate to say. In any event, I am sleeping again. Sleep is the only thing that sustains me. It is dangerous for me to linger in sleep's domain, especially when I have not eaten. I have to keep writing. It's the only way to tell my mind it's still my own. Maybe I should find something. I can't take it anymore. So that's why he fell so easily for the sedatives. That is not all. Perhaps we can destroy him this way as well. He is most vulnerable right now. If we attack now, he won't be able to put up any defenses. Okay, so this is almost like a century or so before the events of this story. The 12th of February, 1601. I have rewritten all of my entries into a new journal. I have kept some that were close to my heart. I don't know why I still keep writing. Perhaps this journal is my will to live. I look back on it and it reminds me of all the years I have endured. Sometimes I have a suspicion that this is my only reason. This perverse, obsessive compulsion to hoard time, years, names. It can't end because it's such a shame. It's almost time to leave again. The 19th of August, 1605. My ship arrived in France today. I plan to settle in a smaller town. I'm sick of the taste of instant gratification. Maybe I'll try a different approach this next time. I need to blend in with the citizens first. My French needs work. Aha. Okay, yeah, we're definitely in the 1700s now. The 29th of June, 1724. Why do I keep doing this to myself? I shouldn't care so much. It always ends up broken or destroyed. I never learn. I should leave before. The entry was not finished, and some pages were torn out of the book. Even if there were no names mentioned, Rosa felt that the last entry was for Catherine. There were more entries that she didn't explore, but she decided to close the book. She had read enough for now. Okay, I got an achievement, incomplete journal. Rosa's hands were shaking by then. A growing feeling of understanding came over her. His thoughts were too much like her own. They were too similar. Guilleme consumes love. Rosa remembered the taste in her mouth when she had kissed. What the fuck? Guys, what the fuck is Rosa? Like, I'm just thinking now, out loud. Like in the flashback sequence when Mother was talking about how Guilleme was very similar to her own father. Like, am I reading too much into this, or could Rosa have similar abilities to Guilleme in a way. Because that whole scene when she was with Catherine, I was like so weirded out because she was acting like she was getting, oh my god, like I can't even formulate words now. What? Like, is she a succubus? In a sense, because if you think about it, like with the prologue of the story, like she was being chased down by women because the men were like all chasing. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. I'm just thinking too. There's a game out called Catherine. Oh no. Rose. I'm sorry. I'm mixing up. I'm so. I'm so messed up right now. There's a game that came out several years ago called Catherine. And basically, the character Catherine in question, or at least one of the characters in question named Catherine, she was a succubus. So I just kind of find it ironic that we have another instance where we're dealing with succubus and incubi. Wow. I might be wrong about that, but you know what? At this point, nothing would surprise me anymore in this visual novel. There was something else in that kiss. A boundless flavor that coated her mouth and made her realize how hungry she was. Yeah, that's exactly... Okay, that's what... Yeah, that's right. She did say something to that effect. Oh, man. The same night that Catherine began to change. Rosa's throat throbbed. The thumping felt like it resonated through her whole body. Rosa fell to her knees. The same feeling of dread began to rise up in her throat. The mere mention of the thought seemed to summon the feeling in her chest. She gagged. Did I taste Catherine's love that night? Then that means that I am also... Mother? Am I the same? She hastily pulled out the locket that Guilleme had given her previously. Holy shit. It was still as difficult to open as before. But now, Rosa was armed with a terrifying conclusion. She struggled with the damn thing until she thought her nails would peel off her fingers. The pendant popped open, revealing a yellowing portrait inside. Holy shit. Oh, finally figured it out, have you? Do you see it now? Do you see why Mother wants his punishment? My child, he is a monster. The very thing I stopped you from becoming. Don't you see? I saved you. I stopped you from feeding on other people's love. I didn't want you to be filthy. Mother's love is all you need. Holy fucking shit. You have learned enough. Now you know what to do. Kill him. He is what I have feared the most, Rosa. He must perish. Rosa's face convorted into worry. Good God, I'm just like so messed up right now. Rosa's face contorted into worry. The discovery of Guilleme's identity shook her to her core. It also made her feel the burden of their years together. Perhaps the understanding of his pain as well. Must we really do this, Mother? You still have doubts after everything you've learned? No, but this knowledge just makes me want to... You stupid child. Can't you see this is what should be done? Do it for me, do it for the greater good. Okay, this revelation regarding Guilleme and Rosa, because basically from the context of this, the last few seconds, what was found in the locket is, I'm assuming Rosa's mother's picture, which would mean then, because Rosa seemed to like blanked out like in certain parts, like she couldn't remember her name, for instance, and she does have some memories of her childhood, but we still don't know a whole lot about her backstory. Not to mention, we don't really know how old she is personally, so I don't know. Like, this could be alluding to the fact that she could have been around just as long as Guilleme, or maybe she was in fact born more recently, and she just doesn't, recall her past. But if she really is the same thing as Guilleme, like now, like I still, like I refuse to say that what Mother was doing was actually a good thing, because I still feel like she could have did this a whole nother way. Like there's a wrong and a right way to punish your children, and like she said, in the last episode, I think she didn't ask for any of this. So this curse that Rosa has, she didn't ask for this, But this whole question here, do it for me, do it for the greater good. I still have my qualms about Mother, so I really don't want to say I'm doing it for her. Do it for the greater good. He should be stopped. It is the right thing to do. Is it really? It is easy to say that, but what do you really want? To destroy him, to stop him from hurting more people. So again, these questions are being asked through the eyes, through the mind of Mother. So I feel that a part of me thinks that it's really more of choice number one, because that just seems like Mother's personality. Like, she just seems so spiteful that she just wants to destroy anyone who upsets her in any course. And then too, considering like how abusive she was towards Rosa, I don't know, like, it just seems like a far-fetched concept for me that she would be that caring enough that she would want to stop him just for the fact that it would prevent him from hurting other people, Again, considering what she's done to Rosa, I don't know. That doesn't seem like... I'm going to say to stop him from hurting other people, because again, I kind of want to... He must be stopped. If he will not stop, there will be more victims in the future. He has grown in pride and greed. There's no telling what he'll do in the future. He is nothing but a monster, a rabid dog that must be put down. But is it really the right thing? Is death the only way to change him? Okay, now, yeah. Maybe not, maybe it is. Interesting. Very interesting. Because... Like, in a somewhat unrelated topic, like, let's just say you have somebody who's on death row, and, they're seeking... I don't want to say parole, but, like, they're seeking to have that revoked and basically have it reduced to, like, a life sentence. Like, some people feel like certain people, they don't even deserve to be put in jail. Like, they need to be killed for whatever crimes they committed. And then other people are like, they shouldn't be. And I gotta admit, I'm on the fence when it comes to that, because I feel like if you kill a person, that's it. They're not going to really learn anything because they're dead. But at the same time, it does suck to have somebody who, let's say, maybe was a mass serial killer or a rapist or something like that, to have them still living, breathing, walking on the earth, and their victims aren't. or their victims are so scarred that they can't even function in society like normal. So, I am on the fence on that, because there are some cases where you can't like reason with a person, you can't reform a person. Death would be the only answer for people like that. But then there are cases where it's going to take time and effort, or it's better to just keep them locked up, or you know what I mean? Like, so this is a very interesting question being posed to Rosa's mother, if whether or not to kill Guilleme would solve anything. It would, in a sense, because it would eliminate the immediate threat that he can't harm anybody else. But then, like she says, maybe not. Because it's being implied that Rosa must have similar powers to Guilleme. So, yeah, she'll get rid of Guilleme, but then where does that leave Rosa? Huh. Alright, so... yeah, let's, This is a tough one. Alright, you know what? Of course it is. There's no other choice. It is the only way to stop him. He is a monster. Besides, it is what he deserves. Am I not like him, Mother? I am also a monster. We are the same. Interesting. Okay. No, you are not. Yes, you are. These are both accurate. Because, in some cases where you have a child that's being brought up and their parents are like the scum of the earth or whatnot, it is easy to say that this child is going to basically be the spitting image of, that parent in question. And, it's easy to reason that because, you're growing up around that person, so you're going to gain certain traits and attributes. And then sometimes you do inherit certain quirks and things about them. But then there are some cases where the apple falls very far from the tree, thankfully. And then in that case, you don't become like that parent in question. So, I don't know, because Rosa seems genuinely a nice person, So, I want to say she isn't, but at the same time, would that be a lie? Like, both of these questions are accurate and both of these questions are lies, if you think about it. She's not a monster in the sense that she is a good person, and she wants to, she wants what's best for her friends. She doesn't want to hurt anybody. But then, she is a monster, so I don't know. And with this new revelation about what's going on and with Mother, like, I don't know what answer I want to actually say. The yes would be very harsh, and I have a feeling that might spiral her towards a dark path or a dark ending. There's like there's 4 different endings for this game, so I'm not even sure who. You know what? No. We gotta break the cycle. You are not a monster. I have raised you, guided you, and loved you enough. All my sacrifices were for you, to stop you from turning into something like him. Oh, I was always afraid. Always, always. But you are my dear daughter. He may be a monster, but you are not, because of me. Huh. Because of a mother's love for her child. Yeah, I'm still not 100% condoning what you did to Rosa in the past. Like, you didn't have to beat her and whatnot. Like, I feel like you could have gone about that a whole different way. I really do. Now that you know his true face, there's only one thing to do. Kill him. No. No. I think he can change. Perhaps I might still be able to save him. Alright, I'm going to go with number 2 only because I'm going with personal experience. Like, some people, yeah, there are some people, despite whatever you say or do, they will never change their habits. They will always be whatever it is that they are. There are some cases, though, where people are willing to change for the better. So, in that sense, I can't really agree with number 1. He will not listen to you. Maybe? I don't know. We'll see. What makes you think he will listen to you? He has fed for centuries. His addiction is his own curse. It controls him. Yes, but isn't he a creature of love? So am I. Love, no matter how lonely and depraved, always gives all of itself. Only I can understand. Only I can save him. That is why I want to try. Okay, I'm not saying number 1. I'm sorry. I just, no. But I am interested in what she intends to do. The spell cannot be reversed now. It is dangerous to leave it unfinished. I will light Agape and make him remember. What if it doesn't work, child? Agape is a blessing, not a curse. A monster of his caliber will only shrug it off. And what will become of you then? Please don't do this. Trust in me, Mother. I will do the right thing. You? You? What could you possibly hope to do, you dumb child? You are ignorant, naive, just a brainless, dangerously idealistic girl with her head up in books and fiction. There is no happy ending in this life, you worm. Oh, you bring me so much pain. You see, this is what I'm talking about. She wants to talk about, oh, I sacrificed for you. Oh, I love you. This and this and that. And then she says poisonous shit like this. Like, I guess she's frustrated, but I should have abandoned you years ago. You cannot hurt me anymore, Mother. Any longer, Mother. I know that you love me. I'm glad somebody does, because it doesn't look like it from this side of the screen. You are my memory. As such, I want to remember you as the one person who loved me with her whole heart. Not the tainted woman who abused me. Oh, Rosa. It is my fault you act this way. Your voice is my own insecurities and my own pain. Now, not anymore. How dare you degrade me into apparition? I am real. Listen to me. You have called me a good person before. You believe in me, don't you, Mother? You have guided me well. Believe in me. Believe that I am doing the right thing. I love you so much, but I cannot follow all your wishes anymore. Let me make my own decisions from now on. At this point, I don't want to do neither. I wish there was a C choice. And that C choice is to just let her live her life. Because you can only do so much as a child. Like, I know some parents, they try to steer their kids onto a particular course, whether it's, education-wise, job-wise, faith-wise. Like, you can only go so far with steering them, so to speak. And then it'll come to a point where they got to make the decision their own, So, it doesn't help to scream at them when they when they choose to do something different, or they reveal that there's something different than you want them to be. And then the pleading thing too. I don't know. Like, I can't get with either one of these choices, but of the two of them, I would have to choose plead, because I don't want to yell at Rosa. I feel that she should have the chance to do this her way. My darling, I know you are strong now, but please, are you not going to avenge me? You know what? This is another thing too that kind of annoys me with Mother. She's all about avenge me, avenge me, avenge me. After a while, your children need to live their own life. They can't always do everything for your sake, They have to grow up and live their own lives. So she in a sense, she needs to let this go. She really does. Like, I can't talk. If my mother was killed by some hoodlum or whatever, I would want to avenge her, but then at the same time, like, at what cost? Like, if it costs me my sanity, my own life, I don't know. Like, you do have to draw the line when it comes to certain things of this nature, because let's say, like, use an example of my own mother. If my own mother was killed and I go on a war path to try to get revenge on the person who did this to her, like, if it causes me to become a monster in the end, is it worth it? Would my mother have wanted that, so to speak? I don't think any mother with a sound mind would want that. So I feel like this mother is asking too much of Rosa by saying this to her. Aren't you going to avenge me? Again, most kids would want to avenge their mother if she was hurt or worse, but at the same time, wouldn't you do that for me? Revenge? Is it really what you want? Will that give you the peace you seek? Exactly. Because this woman doesn't seem to know what the hell she wants. She bounces back and forth. She's very, I don't know, I don't want to say bipolar, because that might be offensive to those that actually are bipolar, but she really does yo-yo back and forth between being super angry with somebody and then being super regretful for what she does. So I can honestly say I don't know. Because even if, I don't know. Because even if, let's say, she did kill Guilleme, would she really be at peace? Or would she still be, like, spiteful over the fact that she's dead? I don't know. What else? I do not think revenge is what you really want. I don't know what you're talking about. You're a part of me, Mother. You are me. You simply crave punishment. You crave atonement. Is it not true? Darling, what will become of me now without my role to guide you? Can you really make it on your own? Of course, Mother. I will still listen to you and love you. But my mind is clear. I am capable. I will save him, whether you allow me to or not. Yeah, I'm gonna go with why, because again, I originally thought that Rosa had the hots for Guilleme, but now I don't know if it's really love that she has for him. I feel that she has a mutual understanding of Guilleme, and that's why she wants to help him. But, yeah, why? Why are you making an effort to save him? After all that he has done. Because I am all he has left. But, yeah, I am all he has left. But you have seen what he really is. You have seen his true ugly face. We are all ugly. Damn, that's deep. That's deep, Rosa. I want to believe that there is something worth saving in him as well. After all, Mother, where would I be if you had not seen... Oh, no. Oh, no. I'm sorry. I teared up a bit right there. I couldn't even... Oh, man. I just had a conversation like this with a friend, so... Wow, this is hitting very close to home. Oh, okay, I'm good. I'm sorry, Mother. I know you hate him from the bottom of your heart, but I have already forgiven him. Like how I have already forgiven you. See, this is... Sorry, I'm still a little messed up. This is why I had, another reason too why I had chosen the decision earlier about how Rosa was not a monster. Because, I'm sorry, I need tissue. The fact that she was able to forgive her mother despite the abuse that she put her through, like, that takes a really big person to kind of, like, turn the other cheek when somebody has done that to you. So... Because let's face it, the average person, I think, would have been very resentful. They would have held on to that. They would have tried to get revenge on the person who, you know, maybe beat them constantly or whatever, you know? So, yeah. Rosa's really a good person. She might be one of these creatures, but there's still something in her that's still good, that's still redeemable. And I am not even going to pick number one. No fucking way. No. I cannot stop you from feeling this way, can I? I will try to save him from himself because that is what I'm supposed to do. Perhaps that is the reason why I was sent his way. I got to spend years with him and have memories of him. He taught me how to be strong. He got to watch me grow into this strength. It is more than I can ask. You do know that he does not feel the same way for you. He does not love you, child. Yes. Wow. Okay, girl. Okay. That makes me better than him. Oh, Rosa, you're speaking my language right now. Because I love him without asking for anything in return. A concept that has never yet crossed his mind. So be it. Just know that he is powerful and full of pride. He will not take kindly to being bound by magic. We can only hope, Mother. I am always here in your memories, my dear. Whatever happens, please take care of yourself. Thank you, Mother. My beautiful daughter. And I got 2 achievements, the talk and the promise. I think this is it, guys, the final chapter.